Aaron Davis had just graduated from Brigham Young University, Idaho, and was ready to launch into life. Following his graduation from BYU in July 2022, he finished a law internship in North Carolina and decided he wanted to become a teacher. The morning of November the 11th, 2022, he took the Georgia test for graduate school admission, aced the exam so he could become a high school, government, or law teacher, and called his parents to let them know how excited he was and that he was going to visit his best friend, Brandon Risner, in Rome, Georgia, before going to see his girlfriend in Alabama. When Aaron didn't show up at his girlfriend's house, she became worried and tried to call and text him. She decided to contact Brandon, who told her Aaron's phone was dead and he had gone back home to pick up a Nintendo Switch. Truthfully, during the night or early morning hours of the following day, Brandon allegedly used a sharp object to stab his best friend multiple times in the head, chest, torso, and extremities, leading to his death. Let's get into it. Aaron Davis, 21, was born in Providence, Rhode Island on December 5, 2000, and raised in nearby Massachusetts before his family moved to Georgia in 2011. Aaron had a powerful confidence in himself. He was a good friend, listener, loving, kind, and a peacemaker. Aaron studied the Bible and the Book of Mormon his whole life and believed the Bible and the book to be the Word of God. He graduated from 4 years of seminary and took 7 religious classes at Brigham Young University. He was an ordained priest and elder in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and a missionary who served in the Las Vegas West Mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Aaron was described as a philosopher and had great interest in philosophy and would frequently be reading philosophy books. He also loved all things film and was a film critic. He loved to be funny and laugh and make people laugh. One way he expressed this is by writing movie scripts and then casting his siblings and friends in the movie and filming. Aaron had a great fondness for a whole variety of music, and he played the piano, the trombone, and sang. For the last 2 years of high school, he was a full-time student at the University of North Georgia. Aaron was a hard worker and worked to pay for college and his other expenses. He graduated with a bachelor's degree in political science from Brigham Young University. Eventually, he wanted to get his PhD and become a political science professor. One of his main goals in life was to get married and have a family. Aaron had a future brighter than the sun. On Friday, November the 11th, 2022, Aaron's girlfriend tried to reach him, but his cell phone was off. It was around 9:57 p.m. when Aaron sent his last text to her. Brandon texted her to say Aaron's phone was dead and that his plans had changed. He would stay with him on Friday, then drive to Alabama on Saturday to spend time with her. The Davis family had no cause for concerns until Saturday morning, after Rome police received the report of an abandoned vehicle at Heritage Park, but were not able to locate the driver. They called Randy Davis, Aaron's father, to ask about Aaron's car they had found in the ditch in neutral, as if it had been rode into the ditch on purpose. After the car was found, Randy reported Aaron missing while his wife called area hospitals. The police also began a search in the Old East Rome area of Rome and asked for information about where Aaron had stayed the night. Then, Aaron's body was found in a 6 to 8 foot hole left by a massive, uprooted and fallen oak tree, concealed under 6 to 12 inches of dirt off of Tumlin Drive in the Old East Rome area of the city. Aaron was positively identified at the scene by his BYU, Idaho ID. Now, what happened was when Aaron arrived at Brandon's house at 1002 Collinwood Road on November the 11th, 2022, they went to an outdoor beer garden, drank some beers, which was unusual because Aaron did not drink. They then returned to Brandon's house where they sang karaoke, drank wine, and finally went to bed around midnight. Aaron went to sleep in the upstairs bedroom, and a short time later, Brandon, his best friend, creeped into the room from the window and began to stab him. Aaron was killed on the bed and then dragged into the bathroom. He didn't have any defensive wounds because he didn't see it coming. His blood was found on the door of the bathroom shower, on a mattress, carpet, and a rug, as well as on the ceiling. Brandon attempted to dismember Aaron around his stomach and on one of his arms. A portion of his small intestines was removed, and Aaron was alive as he sustained a majority of his wounds. The next day, Brandon began cleaning up the house and communicating with Aaron's family and girlfriend, saying that he hadn't seen Aaron. Aaron and Brandon had been best friends since the 8th grade and were members of the same Latter-day Saint congregation as teenagers before the Risner family moved to Rome. Together, they published a number of short films titled Brandon Rising on YouTube. Risner had been pursuing an acting career and worked as a haunted house scare actor in Canton, Georgia, according to his social media pages. After Aaron's death, Brandon conducted more than 20 internet searches on his phone for sheets, blankets, stain remover, and hydrochloric acid. He also looked up, does Walmart have duct tape, how to clean blood out of a carpet, and how to drain a washing machine. In between the internet searches, Brandon watched horror movies and drove to Walmart, where he brought the duct tape, the sheets, cleaning supplies, and other items. He used the tape and sheets to wrap Aaron's body, put him in a suitcase, and put his body into the trunk of his own car. Afterwards, he visited urgent care to get treated for the cuts on his fingers. The following night, Brandon buried Aaron in a shallow, unmarked grave nearby and ditched the vehicle behind a levee in a park. Witnesses on the scene led officers to Brandon, who initially fled but ultimately turned himself in. After Brandon had fled from the police, his father and stepmother had found him and picked him up. They told police they'd bring him in and where to find Aaron's body. His stepmother recalled that on the way to Tumlin Drive, Brandon was singing along with the radio like nothing was wrong. Brandon Christopher Risner was arrested the same day and charged with felony murder, aggravated assault, aggravated battery, concealing the death of another, abandonment of a dead body, and theft by taking, as well as a misdemeanor removal of body parts from the scene of a death, tampering with evidence, and obstruction of an officer. Investigators say he stabbed Aaron at least 20 times. For no true apparent reason, the person Aaron considered to be his best friend murdered him. Brandon claimed that smoking marijuana and drinking alcohol made him have urges to kill. While speaking to investigators, he told them he had taken edibles and experienced a prophecy where he felt God was telling him that he either had to kill his best friend or have sex with his stepmother. He thought there would be less self-pleasuring in killing Aaron. The morning Aaron called and said he wanted to visit, Brandon's urges returned, and he felt it was destiny, especially because his parents were out of town, something he had been thinking about since early fall. More disturbing content was found on Brandon's phone, such as an online search for 10 tips for dealing with guilt, a post-murder to-do list including vacuum, laundry, post music on YouTube, apply for BYU Hawaii, and shower. Another eerie part of the murder that was revealed in court was that Brandon wrote 2 songs relating to the grisly event, one before he murdered Aaron and one after. The pre-murder song included the following lyrics: "It doesn't matter what you do. Go kill someone. Go love someone. You can't plan the future. God decided it for you." The post-murder lyric included, "He screamed till he choked on his own tongue and blood. His screams became a gargle as he swallowed his tongue." Brandon's attorney, Jeffrey Heller, requested 2 mental health evaluations. He said his client exhibited behaviors that led him to believe Brandon evaluated criminal responsibility at the time of the act and whether he was competent to stand trial. Several mental evaluations delayed the case somewhat. However, earlier this year, a state psychiatrist determined that Brandon was competent to stand trial. He avoided a trial by agreeing to plead guilty to the murder and other charges. July 18, 2024, Brandon Christopher Risner was sentenced to life in prison for the cruel attack on his best friend, Aaron William Davis, 21, at the time of his death. Are you just as speechless as I am after hearing this case? So weird, guys. People don't have a value for life anymore. I say this 1,000 times, and you've probably heard me say it on other videos. It's just insane. People are killing over anything, and anymore they don't even have a reason to kill. This was all that I could find about this case, but if you have any more information, please feel free to share it in the comments below. Alright guys, that is it from me. Hit that notification button so you will be notified every time I drop a video. Don't forget to like and share this video with your family and friends. Alright guys, until next time, take care of you.